Leverage often feels unfair, not because it is unethical, but because it disrupts our internal sense of how effort and reward are supposed to relate. From an early age. We absorb a simple equation: more work should lead to more progress. Sacrifice should be visible in results. Leverage quietly breaks that equation. It allows small, well positioned actions to produce outsized outcomes. And when we encounter that from the outside, it feels as though the rules have shifted without warning. To someone without leverage, progress feels heavy. Every step demands time, attention, and sustained effort. Movement is slow and expensive. So when another person appears to advance faster with less visible strain, the mind looks for explanations that preserve fairness, luck, privilege, shortcuts, timing. These explanations are comforting. They protect the belief that effort alone is still the primary determinant of outcome. Accepting leverage means accepting that effort, while necessary, is not decisive. That realization can be deeply unsettling. Leverage also feels unfair because it is largely invisible while it is being built. You do not see the years spent accumulating trust, learning how systems behave, developing judgment, or positioning resources quietly. You see only the moment when outcomes begin to compound. The preparation is hidden, the acceleration is public. This asymmetry creates the impression of imbalance, even when the imbalance was constructed slowly and deliberately. There is a more personal dimension as well. Effort provides identity. People define themselves by how hard they work, how busy they are, how much they endure. Leverage challenges that identity. It suggests that working harder is not always the answer, and sometimes not even the right question. When someone else progresses by changing position rather than increasing effort, it can feel less like a structural difference and more like a personal dismissal of one's values. Leverage also concentrates, rewards. Systems amplify what is already aligned. Once leverage exists, it tends to attract more leverage. Opportunities move toward credibility, capital flows toward demonstrated judgment, networks reinforce existing position. From the outside, this compounding can look excessive, even unjust. From the inside, it is simply momentum operating within a structure designed to preserve it. What ultimately makes leverage feel unfair is that it cannot be accessed on demand. It cannot be summoned in moments of urgency. It must be built long before it is needed. When progress feels slow, recognition is absent, and results are unremarkable. Most people encounter leverage only once it is complete, at which point it appears unreachable. Understanding leverage requires neither resentment nor admiration. It requires clarity, a shift from fairness to mechanics, from comparison to positioning. Leverage does not promise equal outcomes. It explains why outcomes are rarely equal at all. And once that is understood, the feeling changes. Leverage stops looking unfair and begins to look intentional.